Now the two most important tools you'll be using when box modeling is the Insert Edge Loop tool found here, and this will allow you to add edge loops around a model. So you can say, for example, here, as you can see here in the tool settings, you can use multiple edge loops, and if you click on this one, it will always do it at relative distance. So see, it's like right in the middle of it. You can add in more if you want, sort of 5. Equal distance, so basically where you've clicked on, so it'll say right wherever you want it. So I'm just going to create a quick little armchair. So just, as you can see, if I double click around it, it clicks the whole loop. So I can start manipulating it, moving it around. That's probably good. Alright, so I've got select faces. If you hold down Shift, right click, you can go on to extrude face. Now this is probably the most important tool you'll be using, as most of box modeling comes from the extrude tool. As you can see here, we have different manipulators. We can add in a thickness to it, so say 10, or an offset, even add divisions to them. Ooh, I'll just get rid of all these first. Don't really need any of these right now. That looks about right. If you want something to be very symmetrical, best way to do it is obviously delete the faces of where you want to mirror it. Click on the object, hold down Shift, right click, mirror polygons, and you can mirror it to the axes such as X, Y, and Z. Now if you can see at the bottom here, you can see we're in the Z axis. And if I go to Z plus, it will go in this direction. So I obviously want to go into minus Z, and it goes right there. Now if I just extrude these parts here, select the edges that I want to manipulate. Ooh, just see. That's it, yeah, I made a little mistake there. Accidentally clicked on other faces that I shouldn't have. There we go. Ooh, that's about right. Don't really need these parts here. You can also bevel the edges as well. This is a very tricky tool to use. Beveling essentially sort of gets rid of the sort of harsher edges, it sort of rounds them off. As you can see here. Oh, it didn't do it for some reason. There. You see how it sort of rounded it off? If you hold Shift, right click, bevel edge, go on the square there, you get some options. You can add in how many segments you want, the sort of width of it. I already see how I've done it here, where I've sort of beveled the edges around, so I've got a sort of much more of a smoother looking chair. It is a lot of polygons. That's one of the sort of main issues, is the fact that it does add a lot of polygons. Don't rely too much on this tool. Use it where it's appropriate, and I guess here will probably be appropriate. Not trying to get a sort of roundness of a chair. And as you can see here, I've added different cubes and placed it on top of the chair. And as you can see here, I have started manipulating them, adding more subdivisions, as we saw earlier with the lattice tool. I hope you can sort of see the sort of progression from sort of just a simple cube to almost a complete chair. It's not an amazing looking chair, it's not very photorealistic, but if you're going for sort of a simple prop for a scene, then it's going to be more than adequate. You can also obviously start deleting faces where players won't see it, as said in previous videos, you know, delete areas where no one's ever going to see it. For example, if I want to clean up this chair here, probably start deleting the inside faces, as no one's most likely never going to see these faces. Ooh. As you can see there, you can't even tell that the faces are gone because, well, the cushions are right in front of them. And it's always important to use reference images. As you can see, this chair here, I sort of tried to make it as close as I possibly can to this. I think the inside areas could do with a little bit of work, but as you can see, it's getting there. Always use reference images when you're modelling. It's very difficult to sort of create some art out of thin air. Even with concept art, many people use real life references to sort of manipulate and create unique looking ideas. So when it comes to creating props, always look for reference images that you can use to base it on real life. And I can quickly go over how I've done this as well. I'll quickly create this. I'll have this on the side here, you won't be able to see it, but I'm going to just use it as a quick reference. So I'll recreate this as quick as I possibly can. As you can see, I've created a cube. I'm not really bothering with scale at the moment, I'm just trying to create one as quickly as I possibly can. So obviously, as you can see, I'm using the manipulator, so scaling it, reducing it. Also going to attribute editor, you can add in the subdivisions and stuff. I'm going to get rid of that because it's just a bit more easier to go into. So I'll select the faces, I'm going to manipulate slightly, go down, extrude, offset 15, probably a bit much, 10, 8. Okay. Now if you press the letter G on your keyboard, it will redo the previous step. So obviously I was doing an extrude, so if I press G, it will extrude again. There we go. And if I go into insert edge loop tools, I can start manipulating this as much as I want. So from example, let's just start adding in some edge loops.